Oh, Riddle Girl. Makes it sound like I should be coming out to bum ba da bum. You know, like the whole fireworks and stuff, right? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How you all doing on this fine Wednesday afternoon? I believe it is. Yeah, evening. It's the evening catch up. I'm Poison Stinger, and we're gonna ask the big old question: where the fuck is the 3% and the militia in Washington? I know the 3% have been knocking heads with the Antifa in Washington and in Portland before. Well, actually, yeah, it was Portland, right? Not Seattle. So that would be Portland, Oregon, not Seattle. I don't know about Seattle. Pisses me off. What's up, Broken Patriot? How you doing? What's up, Riddle Girl? What's up, Kay Perry? First time I saw you. Welcome. Appreciate you. Quasar. Quasar's ready to go. Quasar's pissed. And you should be pissed. I'm kind of pissed myself. I'll tell you right now. There's two sides, right? There's two sides that want a revolution or claim they want a revolution, right? There's the 3%ers who are like, oh, we are like the 3% back in the Revolutionary War, and when shit lights up, we're going to take this country back. Then we have Antifa, right? Who their whole life they've been pandered to, you know, all their feelings. Oh, we got to keep their feelings nice. Then they went to college and got militarized by the professors and taught how to think like a communist. And they're like, we're going to take this country over and we're going to make it a communist state. Now, one is actually doing something, and the other one's sitting at home washing their tights. Y'all get that reference? That's a movie quote. Oh, it pisses me off. It pisses me off. We have so-called freedom fighters allowing a territory in the United States to be taken over and under full control of communists. Armed vegans, yeah, pretty much. Kay Perry, I think an armed militia is okay with letting Seattle rot, but they have appeared in other places in western Washington, like Kirkland and Snohomish.
Snohomish.
That's a weird word to say. Hopefully I was somewhat close to that. It doesn't matter, man. They're all taught. Maybe they're doing a little bit, but why aren't they over there? The 3% are all about defending this country or taking it back, right? I would say the militia is for defending, right? And the 3%ers always talk about taking it back. This is my own uneducated brain talking right here. Yeah, Shamish is just north of Seattle. Pronounced it great. All right. It sounds Jewish. No hate there, but it sounds like something. So we're gonna watch Mr. Guns and Gear channel here just a little bit. He's pissed off about it too. He's wanting the military to get involved. Personally, at this point, and I said before in the chat that I called it, did President Trump just declare war on the American people, where he was talking about bringing in the military? And I was against that. I'm getting less and less against that as days go on. And maybe that's bad. But at the same time, this is bullshit. And somebody needs to do something about it. Because allowing these spoiled little brats to get away with shit like this, looting, murder, it can't happen. Not if we want to keep any sense of our country. And our country is gone long ago. But do you want to keep the illusion of freedom in this country? Or do you want to just go ahead and say, fuck it, let's go to communism? You know what I mean? This afternoon, the governor was unaware of the shit in Capitol Hill, Seattle. Yet the mayor is comparable too, right? The mayor ain't doing shit. I don't know about the governor, but you know the governor should have had the National Guard in there the moment they heard about it. This should have already been quelled. Like I should be able to go after I'm done talking right here within like 2 minutes and do a search and say, oh yeah, they shut that shit down. But they won't, because it's Washington, and they're worried about how their feelings might get hurt. I mean, we've seen what Seattle has looked like a couple months before the C virus hit, right? I mean, there's needles everywhere. The drug use is rampant. There's homeless people all over the street. It's littered. It's got poop all over the roads. It's almost like Seattle or San Francisco, right? In that regard, it's gone to shit because of their policies. All right, so we're gonna watch a little bit of this.
Welcome back, everybody. This should be a pretty quick rant video, but it's one that I think needs to be done. The reason I say that is about 10 or 15 minutes ago, I was checking my Instagram, and I've posted twice now in consecutive days about what's happening in Seattle with the autonomous zone. So for those that don't know, a group of armed communists has seized territory within a United States city, Seattle, and
I want you to take a quick look at this. AR-15, regular magazine. I'm pretty sure Washington has rules on how many rounds you can have. I bet you they're not following that. Another long rifle pistol right here. These people are armed. They got money from their parents or whatever. And it looks like they figured out how to put it in the magazine. Right? Maybe this is why the 3% don't want to go there. Because they finally learned how to work their shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too harsh on the 3%. Could be.
And is patrolling, is handing out food, etc. And they are declaring themselves an autonomous zone and free from the United States. So I've posted about this again 2 days in a row, and I was just scrolling through my posts 10, 15 minutes ago from today and looking at the comments, and I would say 25% of the comments are along the lines of, where is this? Or when did this happen? Or how long ago was this? Guys, it's happening right now. Right now, when you're watching this video, there are a group of armed communists that seized American territory, land, equipment, property, and is holding it and is declaring themselves a separate nation from the United States. They're communicating openly online, and no one is stopping them. This is day 3 that I know of that this is going on right now. And I was reading an article earlier that
So have they done this for 3 days? I mean, I just learned about it today. I thought it just happened today. Are you telling people in the comments? Let me know. Has this been going on for 3 days? Have they held that territory now for 3 days and nobody stopped that shit? Scott W. Hey, welcome, Scott W. We should put the military militia around the edge of the American free zone and let them live off the supplies they have unless they have a passport they can't enter. Well, I mean, if nothing else, that should be considered renouncing your citizenship. Correct? I mean, I think so. Washington has a 10-round limit. Yeah, well, you know, he goes into this whole the limit on magazines here pretty soon. So I'm not going to go into that too much. But I am a fan of drums, and I do have a few. And I still may or may not have some things that make those drums get empty a lot quicker than normal. Let's see. Real girl likes your idea there, Scott. Kate Perry, they're armed and have started extorting people who live and work in that area to get in and out. Well, whoever gets out, you know, they're going to have family on the inside, I guess. They're probably holding hostage, saying if you don't come back, we'll kill your family or something. That's the only thing. That's the only reason I would imagine why the person would even come back in. All right? Started yesterday. Actually, I guess they did surrender the precinct day before yesterday. These people need to burn. I mean, they've never had a spanking a day in their life. It is time for them to get a whooping. I mean, it's already probably too late for them to learn a lesson from it, but still. Okay.
the mayor said she didn't know how long this was going to continue for.
The mayor said that she has no idea how long this is going to continue. It's going to continue as long as the mayor says it's going to continue or does nothing about it. If they're communicating online, shut all the internet and cell service down in that area. Yeah, that's one thing they could do. Hang them for treason. Yeah. Public hanging would definitely deter future Antifa members from doing that. But at the same time, I don't not really for that either, because back when I appreciated the 3% and all their yapping, I actually liked what I heard. I would love to take this country back from the politicians that are running it now, that are running it into the ground. I would absolutely love that. But if I'm going to say, you should fire squad or hang those, there's no difference between people like me then who want to actually return to what the Constitution meant. So, I guess to be a little careful with how I say that, right? Quasar, I'm with you. Hang them. Oh, yeah, I read that. K. Perry +1 Patriot. This goes to show how useless gun laws are. They are. They absolutely are. I hope everybody in Washington who's buying firearms is getting more than 10-round magazines. For sure. Real girl, sounds like the mayor just said, fuck it, and walked. Yeah, pretty much.
This is insanity. So some of you guys watching this, I'm sure, are younger than me. I grew up during the Cold War. I remember, all the lessons from it and the way it was. And
he does not look like he grew up in the Cold War.
And the fact
I didn't even grow up in the Cold War, and I'm 45.
In 2020, again, a group of armed communists
the wall came down in
forcibly
88,
seized U.S. territory, and nothing has been done about it. Yeah. It's mind-boggling.
All right, I want to go back just a little bit.
In 2020, again, a group of armed communists forcibly seized U.S. territory, and nothing has been done about it. It's mind-boggling. Additionally, what's more mind-boggling is all those comments in my Instagram feed. People don't know this is happening. This should be the #1 story on every single news site, on every single newscast, everywhere in America. This should be being blasted out everywhere. This is insanity. Sorry, the screen is fogging up.
So the mayor's AFK, right? Away from keyboard. Oh, I'm so lit up on this one, guys. I'm so lit up, so pissed. Like, I can't do much. I'm out of shape. I'm overweight. I'm working on it, but it's going to take a while. It's going to take at least a year or two. Maybe this shit will still be here when that happens, but damn it if I don't want to go out there and knock some heads. And I'm not one to do that. These cowboys' lives were destroyed for abandoned wild refuge. FBI called out military. These communists can take over 6 city blocks. Are you referencing the Bundy Ranch? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that was something, huh? Mayor Rage quit. What kind of backwards, upside down bullshit Twilight Zone is this shit going? I don't know, man. It's the end times. It has to be. Hopefully. Hopefully it is. Because I can't take this shit much more.
Up there, but again, insanity. It's crazy. So even before that, you guys have seen the rioting over the last 2 weeks, all of the looting, the stealing, the killings that have been going on in the wake of a horrific civil rights tragedy that I've posted about as well. I agree it's horrific, and what's happened afterwards is equally horrific. And these same people, like the politicians in Seattle, are the ones that want to put tax on ammunition or want to limit your magazine capacity and all that crap. Now, say you're somebody who lives in the autonomous zone, or your business is in the autonomous zone, and you're essentially being held hostage by a bunch of armed communists, and your government is trying to tell you you don't need a magazine that holds more than 10 rounds, or you can't have what they define as an assault rifle. Meanwhile, these communists are occupying territory using those very weapons. It's insanity. It's insanity. This is the very reason, the last 2 weeks, but particularly that we need rifles like this. Everyone does. I don't care if you're ambivalent about firearms. If you like actually being able to come and go from your house and not be surrounded by armed communists, one of these is kind of handy. Additionally, the 75-round drum is as well. Or,
my 75-round drums keep breaking.
One of these rifles, the AR-15, so villainized,
isn't
but
that a cute
yet
little
is being used by, again, these very communists to oppress the people who live within their autonomous zones. Additionally, 60-round mag comes in handy when there's a group of communists charging at you. That's it, guys. It's a rant video. Sorry, I cannot believe this is not the #1 story everywhere in America. As somebody who grew up when I did, to see what's happening is absolute insanity. Additionally, these are declared enemies within our borders.
There you go. All enemies, foreign and domestic. I believe these are domestic enemies, right? And that 60-round drum, that is kind of cool. I only have like a 150-round drum, which is really, really fun. It's really, really fun. Problem is, it's a lot easier to carry a 60-round drum than it is a 150-round drum. But at least that's the only magazine I have to carry. I don't have to carry shit else. So that's Mr. Guns and Gear. If you're not aware of his channel, I would definitely recommend you go check him out. Mr. Guns in Gear. It's one word. So go and do that. So, want to bring up this. Alright. Antifa takes Seattle City Hall, barricades 6-block perimeter as police abandon the precinct. Oh, my chat went away. Sorry about that, guys. Don't know where that happened. Seattle mayor is allowing dangerous situation to fester. Antifa militants have taken over and created an autonomous zone in city with their own rules. Police precinct abandoned. Antifa set up barricades to create a border, calling for volunteers to provide armed guard. That's crazy, huh? Like, seriously? Seriously. I kind of wish, I wish I was a social or a communist. I hate to say it. I really do. But I kind of wish I was a communist because right now I'm on the 3%er side. I really want the old ways, the constitutional ways. But if I was raised up like they had been raised up to believe that communist is the answer or communism is the answer, I'd be proud right now. I would seriously be proud right now. We fucking did something. Not too long ago, there was a leak or something about Antifa talking about the 3%ers, how they're all talk. And I was like, that's bullshit. The 3%ers, they've knocked a few heads before. Nope. They're all talk, in my opinion. Sure enough, they ain't doing shit. Meanwhile, Antifa's out there actually doing something. Actually starting their revolution. So yeah, I would, if I was part of them, I bet you they're proud as fuck. I bet you even after you end this shit, they will always be proud of this shit. And their followers will always be proud of this shit. Oregon standoff. Okay, that was a little bit after them. Okay, never had seen Mr. Guns and Gears. I will look in. Yeah, he's really great. He does a lot of gun reviews. He also does ballistic vest or ballistic plates reviews, and I just picked up some plates on his recommendation. Those drums are a pain in the ass to carry. I'll stick to my 30-round mags with 29 rounds in each one. Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I have a 120 or 150 round drum. I have a 20 round drum for my shotgun because I have a comrade. Which is funny now that, with all that shit. But it has a 20-round drum. I don't usually carry. It used to be this. I used to have a Saiga, but I traded that in for the Comrade because the Comrade's a little bit shorter. But with a 20-round drum, it's pretty heavy. Scott, he has 2 channels, both worth following. You might want to let me know what the other channel is. I don't think I've heard of the other one. They declare war when they took up arms against our Bill of Rights. That would be the people in Washington, D.C., not Washington State. I mean, if you want to go when they went against the Bill of Rights, that's about 120, 150 years ago. Or shit, how about the start of the Civil War when they went up against the 10th Amendment? And said, hey, we want to leave the Union. We're done. We don't want to be part of the U.S. anymore. Oh, no. We can't have that. We have to go force you to come back. That's like a wife trying to divorce an abusive husband, and then the abusive husband goes and beats her ass and drags her back home. Now, I know they made it all about slavery later on, and that's why everybody's like, oh yeah, the Civil War was great, and Abraham Lincoln was the greatest president ever. No. He violated the Constitution by forcing states to stay in the Union. Just my opinion. We can disagree on that one. That's okay, because I know a lot of people disagree with me on that one. These are traitors. Hang them. Sorry, I'm hot. Oh, I get it, Quasar. I'm right there with you, man. Let's get it. Let's get angry. We should get angry. This is bullshit. We should be marching out in the street right now and taking this shit back because the government ain't doing it. The mayor ain't doing it. The governor ain't doing it. Fucking Trump ain't even doing it. Trump was the one saying he was going to bring in the military. Where are they? Where are they? Rip Lavoie. Oh my goodness. The Lavoie shooting. You want to get my blood boiling. Right there. There's another reason why the 3%ers should be taking back our shit. The 3%ers should be going after to get this country back. We live in a world that we believe is free. You know, the whole land of the free, home of the brave. That hasn't been that way in a long time. It's an illusion. We're not free. We're the home of the slave and land of the feet, right? Everything you do, you have to pay for a permission. Oh, you know, you have a constitutional right for freedom of travel? Not if you want to do it in a car. You have to have a driver's license. You have to have insurance. You have to have tags. You have to have registration. Oh, and if you don't come to a complete stop at a four-way at 3 in the morning, they're going to give you a $400 ticket. Feel free. I went to a 4th of July celebration here in Phoenix. We're a constitutional carry state. So I should be able to take my gun anywhere, right? Especially, you know, I'm thinking to a celebrate your freedom rally, which is what they called it. But you can't carry your firearms inside, people. No. They're flying communist flags. Yeah, I know. The whole Antifa flag's communist. I don't know what other flag they might be flying other than that, but it doesn't surprise me. They have no standing. I might be missing that one. Be Broken Patriot. If we had a way to get there, my disabled ass would be there. I've always said I'm going to die on my feet. Yeah, I'd rather die in a pile of brass than on a deathbed. I gotta get my shit together, and I'm like 2 years away from that, unfortunately. I don't know how much use I'd be, unfortunately. Maybe I'd be a good rah-rah person, or I can reload some bullets. That's about what I got right now. Quasar, the boys in Washington State, the Patriots there are failing to uphold their obligation. They are. The whole damn time. You got the militia. They're like, oh, we're going to protect the state. That's what militia do. State militia. We protect the state. You know, 3%ers are like, oh, we're going to fight Antifa. Where are the Proud Boys? Huh? Have we heard anything from the Proud Boys recently? I know they like to knock Antifa around a little bit. Where the fuck are they? The Act of 1871, is that the Insurrection Act? I don't remember. Know all about it. Maritime law in our courts, not our Constitution. Hammer and sickle flag. Okay, so like the Russian kind of thing. You're making a lot of... I understand you're upset, but you're making a lot of comments, and Stinger don't understand so good sometimes. I don't think YouTube won't let me post a link. Mr. Guns and Gear B channel is the name. All right, thank you. I could have you post a link, but you're brand new. I haven't seen you around. I'd have to give you a wrench, and I gotta see you a few times before I just hand you a wrench. If you understand. Broken Patriot, I might get you a wrench because it's been a while. I've known you for a while. You would be more use than me. Shoot, I will load. I got guns. I mean, that's the prep that I did well on, right? Is I got firearms. I got some bullets. I could probably use more. But as far as and I got plates on the way, so I mean, give me 2 weeks before they get here. Let's see, what else? Let's read some more of this. The rioters are barricading the area and stationing armed guards around the zone, all with the blessing of Seattle Mayor Jerry Durkin. That mayor should be brought up on charges. Oops, sorry, you're not even seeing that. Okay, right there. The rioters are barricading the area and stationing armed guards around the zone, all with the blessing of the Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin. She needs to be arrested, tried, convicted, and put away for a long time. She's allowing that to happen. She's at least culpable to kidnapping, extortion, right? Because she's allowing people to kidnap people that are in that zone that didn't get out in time. Yeah. If we don't do anything about, I mean, I don't know. Trump's trying to get reelected right now, right? So I don't know if he's going to do shit. He's talking a good game, but he's not doing much. But technically, these people all need to really face... If you want this country to somewhat stay the way it is, or at least get back to what it was last year, right? You're going to have to take these people and really make examples out of them. If you do not, it will just embolden Antifa and other people even more. Anybody who supported Antifa or allowed Antifa to do anything needs to be held to the fullest extent of the law and prosecuted every which way. In my opinion. Some Twitter commenters noted the irony that the group, which has waged virulent open border protests in the past, have declared they'll erect walls of its own. Yeah, it's funny how that works, right? See, the group, which also has ties to Black Lives Matter movement, oh yeah, they pay Black Lives Matter to go riot, reportedly coerced police into abandoning their East Precinct with the support of some of the city's top leaders. What? What? Are you kidding me? They coerced them? They didn't demand the police leave? They didn't storm the police office? They asked them nicely and the police complied? Is that what this is saying? With the support of some of the city's top leaders? Every damn one of them needs to be put in jail. Councilwoman Kishama Sawant allegedly used her key to unlock City Hall and allow them inside? Wow. Little girl says that something smells fishy, huh? Alright, understand Seattle Antifa is right with that tweet, but it isn't going to go the way they want. Aiding and abetting a terrorist punishable by death. Yeah, nobody gets killed. Hillary's not going to go to jail. Obama's going to get off. Some intern is going to take the blame. Nobody in power ever gets blamed for anything. And if they do, they get off like Epstein. So, oh yeah, by the way, Epstein didn't kill himself. Thank you, Riddle Girl, for getting the link to Mr. Guns and Gear's second channel. I'm definitely going to have to check that out. It says, seems fishy. That's true, says K. Perry. It's a liberal shit zone. Yeah. It has been for a long time. I know it has. But there's a difference between being a liberal shit zone and allowing a communist regime to take over your city and then hold people hostage inside that barricade. I mean, how do you do that? And then if the 3% or the militia actually did something, my question would be, would the Seattle Police Department then defend Antifa and this new country inside Seattle from people who would go and defend America? I would never say that I would even think that. But that has to, after reading what I read there, that has to be a thought, right? Now that they just gave them the keys, they asked the cops nicely, hey, would you check out? Oh yeah, we're gone. And they took this place over, kidnapping people inside, all with the blessing of the mayor. I have to assume that if somebody actually went in there to stop them, that the mayor would protect them with the police. And maybe the National Guard. Notice how they never try this shit in AR9? Area 9? Arizona? Okay. I don't know, man. It got a little spicy downtown, especially at Fashion Square Mall. And look at Doug Ducey. He doesn't do shit. Our governor, right? I hope we recall him. South Dakota, man, is looking really nice right now. Did you know they didn't lock down for COVID-19 at all? Oh, crap, I said it. There goes the monetization. I ain't getting monetized on this video. But, yeah, South Dakota never shut down. Not one thing. They just kept on going. Guess what? They don't have the C virus nearly as bad. In fact, there was a study. It's on Tucker Carlson. We're going to play that tonight. There's a thing where the places that shut down versus the places that never shut down versus the places that are still shut down are essentially the same on their C virus levels. And there are still places that are locked down right now. I think New York is one of them. I believe Seattle PD and mayor would defend Antifa. I think they would too. Unfortunately, I can't believe I'm saying that. I think they would. Feels like there's a larger orchestra happening in a normal world. People are... Everybody's worried about what other people think, right? Like, there were people in high school that were getting in trouble if they didn't hashtag Black Lives Matter on Twitter. Right? Didn't say they agreed with them or disagreed with them. Just didn't say anything. They were getting shit on because they didn't make a stand for Black lives. Right? Jacksepticeye had to have a telethon about Black Lives Matter and raising money for their shit. The virtue signaling is on fucking another level right now. And that's what it is. Everybody is worried that if they don't virtue signal, that they're going to get attacked on Twitter or they're going to get canceled in the cancel culture and shit like that. It is a Soros thing, little girl. Soros, we had an article from Fuzzy Fork yesterday about how Soros was going to make a race war. And it was a leak or something like that. That came from... You'd have to check yesterday's video. Alright. Alright, I want to get this other video in here. I'm already over my time, so I guess we're going a little bit late.
Millions of Americans remain subjected to unprecedented restrictions on their personal lives, their daily lives, their families' lives.
Hannity's about the only person I'll watch on Fox anymore.
In many places. You may not know that because it gets no publicity, but it's true. And if you're living under it, you definitely know. As a result of this, tens of millions of people are now unemployed. A huge number of them have no prospects of working again. Many thousands of small businesses are closed and will never reopen. More Americans have become dependent on drugs and alcohol, seen their marriages dissolve, become clinically depressed. Some of them delayed their weddings. Others were banned by the government from burying their loved ones in funerals. Some Americans will die of cancer because they couldn't get cancer screenings. Some unknown number have taken their own lives in despair. Others have flooded the streets to riot because bottled up rage and frustration take many forms. The cost of shutting down the United States and denying our citizens desperately needed contact with one another is hard to calculate, but the cost has been staggering. The people responsible for doing all of this say they have no regrets about it. We faced a global calamity, they say. COVID-19 was the worst pandemic since the Spanish flu. That flu killed 50 million people. We had no choice. We did the right thing. That's what they're telling us. Is it true?
No.
The answer to that question matters, not just because the truth always matters,
It hasn't been
but
true
because
at
the
all.
credibility of our leaders is at stake here. This is the biggest decision they have made in our lifetime. They were able to make it. They rule because we let them. Their power comes from us. So the question now and always is, are they worthy of that power? That's not a conversation they want to have. And right now, they don't have to have that conversation because right now, all of us are distracted and mesmerized by the woke revolution underway outside. They just created a separate country in Seattle, huh? And as we said, we'll bring you the latest on that in just a minute. But we do think it's worth, for a minute, taking a pause to assess whether or not they were, in fact, lying to us about the coronavirus.
You drink beer with your issues?
And our response to it.
I try to keep away from the alcohol as much as possible. They still aren't letting the stupid pandemic go. No, they're not. You see a lot of media and politicians with longer hair. It seems like they're playing up the lockdown. Well, Tucker Carlson's going to get into this a little bit. It's a 10-minute video. We're only 2 minutes in. Maybe I shouldn't play the whole damn video, but he goes into talking about how, all these news organizations were talking about how you need to stay home, and if you didn't stay home, you're going to kill grandma, and if you didn't stay home, then you were unpatriotic, and you're a horrible, horrible, horrible person. Stay home at all costs. Do not go outside. And then the protests happened. And then they started talking about, well, this is like the Boston Tea Party, and it's okay for everybody to go outside. We even have health officials saying that going out and rioting and doing the demonstrations is not a dangerous thing to do. Don't worry, you're not going to get COVID from that, right? You're only going to get COVID if you go out and protest against the stay-at-home orders. Yeah, that was an actual thing, right? And in here, you have them saying that you're going to kill grandma and you're a horrible person if you go outside, and then 1 month later, giving everybody an excuse like, well, this is what happens, and everybody's safe, it's fine, and this is exactly how the Boston Tea Party happened. Yes, the Boston Tea Party was probably not a nice thing. It probably was violent. It was racist because they dressed up like Indians. I mean, I guess, if this is the Boston Tea Party, should we all dress up like black people and go out and loot? Jake Paul tried. Well, he didn't dress up as black, but They still aren't letting the I read that. You see a lot of media and politicians. Oh, I read that too. I'll whine and eat my cheese. You need to stay home unless you're protesting. Then you're immune from it. Yep, there you go. We have a report here in Arizona that the hospitals are filling up. The Mayo Clinic is supposed to be at capacity, and the only way to get a ventilator is if somebody dies, and then you can have their ventilator. I call bullshit. All the nurses that I've talked to, and I've been to the doctor a few times, all the nurses I talk to call bullshit. My doctor is the one that says it's going on. My doctor probably makes more money from it, to be honest. But I think I'm going to believe the nurses. Can we have a coffee party? LOL. Yeah, well, did you know we went to war with the British for 2% tax? I mean, that was the start of it anyway. Anyway.
And the short answer is this: yes, they were definitely lying. As a matter of public health, we can say conclusively the lockdowns were not necessary.
Yeah, this part I do want to air because this is very, very important for all you people who might still believe that the C virus is actually a thing and something that you should be afraid about. You do not need a mask to go outside. If you want to wear one, if it makes you feel safe, by all means go out and make yourself feel safe. But that's all you're doing is feeling safe. Because why do they want you to wear a mask, right? Because it's in the air, right? When people breathe, it's in the air. Have you gone to a store and watched people with a mask with it under their nose? Have you seen that? I bet you have, because it's everywhere. Have you seen the people that have the mask around their chin and then only put it on when you walk near them? I bet you have. I know I have. It's everywhere, right? Or how about the people with the paper mask or the cloth mask? You remember back in the day when this all started and they said the N95 mask wouldn't work and, don't even bother. And then they said they would work, but you're supposed to give them to the medical facilities because they're the only ones that'll work. And then they said, well, they're not the only ones that can work. Now you can use paper ones or you can use cloth ones. Okay? So here's an example. You put this over your face like this, right? There's a gap right here. There's a gap right there. When you take this off, okay, you take it off, you've touched it. If you don't immediately wash your hands and you touch something else, you're still infected, right? You have little kids. You've seen little kids out there with their mask on. Oh, they're up there digging. They're up there rubbing. Everything they touch is infecting. If it's airborne and it's breathing, and it could go up your nose or it can go in your mouth. It can also go in your eyes. If it goes in your eyes, you're still screwed. It's still an orifice. Orifice? Yeah. Right? So maybe if you had an N95 mask and goggles and washed all the time, holy shit, Scott, and washed all the time, maybe, just maybe, you want to get infected. But if you don't, have one of these showers. Have you ever seen the movie Outbreak? If you don't have one of these decontamination showers, it falls on you. So you got to wash your clothes, you got to wash your hands, you got to wash your body, and even still you're going to get it. No, it's security theater, right? It makes you feel good. It makes you feel safe. It's like the TSA. The TSA fails 95% of the time it's tested with bombs and guns. 95% they fail. But why are they still there? Because every time they strip search grandma, you feel a little bit safer. Oh, well, if they're going to strip search grandma, they're going to strip search, this other, guy. Right? Bull crap they are, because then that would be racial profiling. We wouldn't want to have racial profiling, so we're going to allow that person to go on. And grandma, you come here. You look suspicious. I bet you're hiding something up your butt. Holy shit, Scott. What the hell, bro? Thank you very much. Definitely not necessary. Very well appreciated. Please, everybody, could you give a round of applause for Scott? That's awesome, dude. That's my biggest ever super chat. And I've only had one other guy super chat. So I really, really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hospitals receive kickbacks from the CARE Act. I do know that. Also, the whole mask thing is stupid. It is so stupid, man. It's just there to make you feel safe. So, some business, I do have to go places. Sometimes they require a mask, right? So, I don't believe in it, so I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna wear an N95 mask. I'm not gonna wear goggles because I don't believe in this shit. I believe in. I don't actually lick doorknobs, but I believe in immunity boosting by exposing yourself. But I wear this, right? So if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna look scary as fuck. I actually had a comment on that the other day. Broken Patriot, 2 thumbs up, Scott. Yes, thank you very, very, very much, Scott. That's awesome of you. Just trying to support people that are trying to get the news out there. Thank you very much. I don't know about... I'm getting a little bit of the news out there, but it's mostly my ranting. I do want to continue this video real quick, though.
In fact, we can prove that. And here's the most powerful
proof.
evidence. States that never locked down at all, states where people were allowed to live like Americans and not cower indoors
South
alone,
Dakota.
in the end turned out no worse than states that had mandatory quarantines, the state you probably live in. The states that did lock down at first but were quick to reopen have not seen explosions of coronavirus cases. All of this is the opposite of what they said would happen, with great confidence. The media predicted mass
look at
death
this.
at places
Look
like
at
Lake
this.
of the Ozarks and Ocean City, Maryland, places where the middle class dares to vacation. But those deaths never happened. In the end, the Wuhan coronavirus turned out to be a dangerous disease, but a manageable disease like so many others. Far more dangerous were the lockdowns themselves. For example, in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Massachusetts, panicked and incompetent governors forced nursing homes to accept infected coronavirus patients. And as a
This
result,
whole place
many
needs a
thousands
reset.
died,
Doesn't it need a
and they
reset?
died
I believe it
needlessly.
needs a reset. These
This is
people
all
have
a
to get
remarkable
out,
story,
man.
but it's going almost entirely uncovered. The media would rather tell you why you need to hate your neighbor for the color of his skin. The media definitely don't want to revisit what they were saying just a few weeks ago, when they were acting as press agents for power-drunk Democratic politicians. Back then, news anchors were ordering you to stop asking questions and obey.
All right, so while most Americans are staying inside, or should be, right, if they're not out.
All right, so this is where I was talking about how they're saying to stay inside, and then they come back and they say, hey, go out and protest, and it's like the Boston Tea Party for communists. Oh my goodness, right? All right, let me just double check to see if there's anything else I want to share. I am a little bit over my time usually, but I am also very fired up tonight, and I don't mind going off on it. Bill and Ted, #3. Have you seen this? Bill and Ted's new movie. I was a fan of the original Bill and Ted's back when I was a kid and I didn't know no better. This one is when they're older. Boy, they look old. And apparently it's going to have to do with their daughters, which was bullshit because if you remember in the second Bill and Ted movie, they had sons, not daughters. But hey, it's 2020 and you can be whatever gender you want. Or, we have to gentrify it. I'm a bartender. I'm super frustrated with the shutdown. Oh my God, dude, I would imagine. And then when you get to go back to work, you have to wear the mask all the time. We've gone out to eat a few times, and you'll see people there. Obviously the restaurant owners and all the waiters and all that, they have to wear the mask for probably rules or whatever. Probably a lot of them don't even agree with it, but they do. But every once in a while I'll see a patron wearing a mask and then lifting it up and either eating or taking a drink. And it's funny because another thing you'll see a lot of is you'll see a family out there. Half of them are wearing a mask, half of them aren't, right? So the one that's not, you're going to get infected if you get infected, right? And you're going to give it to the one that is when you get home, right? There was another study that they said that sex parties are okay in New York as long as you wear a mask. What? So, I mean, go out and swing. Just, okay. Yeah, being a bartender and tipping me $20, man. Fucking thank your ass, mother. That's awesome. Hell yeah, they're in prison and jacked. Broken Patriot. What does that mean? They're in prison and jacked. They need to. Some of these politicians need to be in prison. Oh yeah. No, you're talking about Bill and Ted. You're a movie buff. That's right. I remember. Sorry. Super excited about the third one. I am back to work and don't wear one. Oh, cool. You don't have to wear a mask? That's cool. That is cool. So we have. Let's see. I didn't even watch that. Seattle Guard. I didn't really watch that. Adam Calhoun. You guys know who Adam Calhoun is? I played his stuff last night. He is a hip-hop artist, rap artist, but country. So maybe hip-hop. I don't know. He's also a friend of Ryan Upchurch, and I'm a big fan of Ryan Upchurch. This guy tells it how it is. He is a diehard Trump supporter, so, I mean, not everybody's perfect, but he's pretty good. He's got a pretty good head on his shoulders. Just watch Sonic. Was Sonic any good? I heard that one wasn't that great either. I haven't been watching a lot of movies because I keep hearing them that aren't great. Silver and gold. Have you guys thought about getting into silver and gold? I've been dabbling with gold more than silver, although the last buy I did was some constitutional silver I found for just under $20 an ounce locally. And I'm not going to say where because I hope he doesn't run out by the time I have more money. So, we're going to play just to love him.
Okay, YouTube. Hi, friends. If you're not seeing my posts on YouTube, it's because, number one, it's ran by anti-Americans, and number two, you have to push every single notification, bell, all that. Do that right now before I even start the video. Fucking do it! I don't know if you've known this. I've been doing this for like 5 years, and I have not changed at all. This, like, me being pro-American and loving my country is a actual real thing. And I am sad, heartbroken. I don't know how many different ways I can say it and make videos to explain how messed up everything is going on right now. But hopefully this is gentler for YouTube's little...
Alright, so really quick. I've been investing in lead and brass, if you know what I mean. I do have a lot of brass. And the last time I went to a gun show, which was, like, I think in January... We were there. We weren't planning on buying anything. We were just walking around to get some exercise, and I like looking at stuff, thinking about what I want to do next because I really enjoy that part of prepping. Maybe a little too much because I've kind of slacked in some other areas. So we're there, and we're looking, and I see a guy has 2 ammo cans. They're the skinnier ammo cans. I think I got a picture of it, actually. And they're full of lead. They say 40 pounds each. One of them's 40 pounds, one's 44 pounds. They're already melted down into bars. Well, they're already put into bars. They're already clean. I asked them, and they're all wheel weights. So 84 pounds of lead for $1 a pound. And you get to keep the 2 ammo cans? Sign me up. I didn't have the cash. I had to go to the ATM, and they were about to leave. So they're like, well, you got about this amount of time before we're out of here. I'm like, oh, I'm gone, man. I know exactly where an ATM is. I'll be right back. And so we didn't have anything to haul it back to the car with, and we weren't parked close. It was, here in Arizona, if you've ever been to a gun show in Arizona, oh my goodness, it's crowded. So we got the money, we went back, and I took 1 ammo can, the wife took the other, and we waddled our ass all the way to the car, taking many, many breaks, because those were the metal ammo cans with the metal handles, and they hurt when you're hauling 40 pounds each.
Sensitive ears. Also, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. Wow. Who wants to see me fight Mark Zuckerberg with 1 arm? Just with 1 arm. You little... People message me all the time and ask why they don't see my videos. It's because I'm not confused. It's because I know...
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it on that because I forget. I know I watched the video, I liked the video, but I don't know how important it is to today's topic. But yeah, if you haven't seen him, he's pretty good. Let me see if I can find a decent video. I haven't seen a lot of these, to be honest. I mean, with the Ryan Upchurch one I did. Right.
Hey there, Pilgrim. Anybody tell you you're sitting in my chair? Oh.
I'm the John Wayne of the rap game. You suckers had it too long on the bag, man. You ain't supposed to do it like that, man.
Alright, so that's about all I'm going to play. Because I don't want to get copyright strike. Probably already did. Anyway, guys, I believe that's all I got for you. Thank you very much for watching. Scott, thank you very much for the super chat, bro. That's well appreciated. Thank you for the Broken Patriot for being here. Everybody else. Actually, let me go ahead and give out those shout outs because I know Quasar was in here. K. Perry, yep. Scott W already said. Quasar's pissed, and you should be pissed for sure. So, I don't know. I mean, where is, and I'll leave this question with you. Where is the 3%? Where is the militia? We've heard from somebody in here that they're somewhere else protecting something else, but you need to go to where the fight is, and instead they're defending something that maybe, I don't know what's going on there, but we already know that something's already gone, right? Maybe you should go take that back. Thank you, Scott, for coming, man. If you're not already subscribed, consider doing so if you like this kind of content. I also do gun videos once in a while. It's been a while since I've done one, right? But I like to do those. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you dislike the video, hey, man, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Tell me how you think. Leave a comment below. Helps with the whole interactions and the YouTube algorithm, so I really do appreciate even that.
Your troll already gave you a thumbs down.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay. Yeah, I do have a troll that likes to come around every once in a while and give me a thumbs down. And I appreciate you, troll. Thank you very much. If you want to consider ringing the bell, you could always do that. That way you get emails when I go live. But I usually do go live every weekday night at 10 o'clock my time, which was 54 minutes ago. So set your watches accordingly. And with that, I'm going to leave you. Be safe. Keep your family close. And watch out for the government and those who say that they're there to help. Because, 3%, militia, government, where are you now? Where are you now? Anyway, that's all I got for you. See you tomorrow.